Julie and Todd Chrisley hater takes it to President Trump. Julie and Todd Chrisley have one eager hater. The hater decided to take their concerns to President Trump. Shockingly, a lot of others were on board for the same thing. There is a lot to unfold with what is going on right now. Keep reading to find out more about the situation. Julie and Todd Chrisley in federal prison. Julie and Todd Chrisley are currently in federal prison. They are spending their time serving their sentences. They are currently in prison for tax evasion and fraud. However, they are still not admitting to doing this. Savannah Chrisley has tried to convince people that her parents are innocent and are in prison for no reason. However, fans find a hard time believe this, especially since Julie Chrisley had a resentencing hearing and the judge did not shave any time off of her sentence. Todd wants his wife to be home with her children as soon as possible. Hater takes concerns to President Trump. Someone is not fond of the Chrisleys. In fact, they dislike them so much that they made a petition for people to sign so that Trump will not pardon them and let them be free. They claim to have previously worked for the Chrisley family. It seems as though the person who strongly dislikes the Chrisleys has made a petition for people to sign. This petition will be their attempt to keep Donald Trump from pardoning them. However, some fans do not think that is even a chance, or if it is that Trump will read the petition or care that people have made one. There are a lot of mixed opinions about the topic. In the heart of Georgia, where Southern hospitality meets political turmoil, one disgruntled social media personality had finally reached their boiling point. For years, they've been fueling a firestorm of criticism directed at Julie and Todd Chrisley, the famous stars of Chrisley Knows Best. The couple's lavish lifestyle, their perfectly curated lives on television, and their legal woes had long been a source of mockery and disdain for this anonymous critic. But in early February, a day like no other, they decided it was time to elevate their hate to a new level, directly involving none other than former President Donald Trump. The hater, known only by their online pseudonym, The Real Southern Justice, had spent years commenting under every Chrisley post, launching tirades about their alleged fraudulent activities, their questionable financial dealings, and the perceived hypocrisy of their over-the-top lives. Their keyboard had become a weapon of choice, and their words were sharp. But that particular day, sitting in front of a faded Confederate flag they hung on their wall, they decided that online outrage alone wasn't enough. These people have been skating by on their charm for far too long. The Real Southern Justice typed into their phone, their fingers trembling with an intensity that felt almost ceremonial. It's time to take it higher. It's time to show them that even the powerhouses in the highest seats of the land aren't untouchable. With a deep breath, they began to draft a tweet aimed directly at President Trump, someone they'd been a vocal supporter of in the past. Trump, known for his brash responses to nearly any form of criticism, was the perfect person to target in this highly charged, public vendetta against the Chrisleys. Hey, at Real Donald Trump, time to stop pretending you don't know what's going on in this country. You saw how the Chrisleys have manipulated the system for years and gotten away with it. These grifters need to be held accountable. Time for a real investigation into these tax cheats. They hit send. The tweet, bold and inflammatory, was like a flare shot into the political ether. It was an instant call out, an attempt to drag the Chrisleys into the same circus that was often the backdrop of Trump's presidency. They didn't expect an immediate response from the former president, but their message had been sent to the public stage. They knew exactly what they were doing, creating a spectacle. At first, the reactions were swift and immediate. Twitter threads exploded as Chrisley fans went on the defense, attacking the Real Southern Justice for their outlandish claims and their suggestion that a president should take down a reality TV couple. But there was an undercurrent of intrigue as well. People, both critics and followers of Trump, began to speculate. Had the former president, known for his quick responses and desire to comment on everything, taken a swipe at the Chrisleys? The next day, the real Southern Justice woke up to a surprise. President Trump had, indeed, responded. His message was brief but explosive. Julie and Todd Chrisley are tremendous people. I've seen them around, and they've always treated me with great respect. Not like the haters out there. Fake news trying to bring them down. Disgrace. Trump's endorsement was exactly what the hater had hoped for, a spark that would ignite even more chaos. Across Twitter, the divide became clearer. Those loyal to the Chrisleys now found themselves tangled up in political discourse as Trump's name was thrown into the mix. On one side, there were die-hard Chrisley fans who lashed back at the accusation that their beloved reality stars were anything but pristine. On the other side, there was a growing tide of disgust from former supporters of Trump who now felt betrayed by his defense of the couple, whom they had previously seen as nothing more than high-class criminals hiding behind cameras. Meanwhile, the real Southern Justice reveled in the chaos, sitting back and watching as their plan unfolded. They never expected to gain anything but satisfaction from seeing Todd and Julie Chrisley taken down a peg. But there was a delicious irony in seeing their tweet prompt a whirlwind of political support from Trump, someone who had no personal stake in the Chrisleys other than his ability to create headlines. Trump was a master of controversy, after all, and in this instance, he became the loudest defender of the very people that the real Southern Justice had despised for years. But the haters' satisfaction was short-lived. As the days went on, a storm of new developments began swirling around the Chrisleys. Federal investigators were indeed looking into their financial dealings more closely, and the spotlight that had once made them famous on TV now exposed cracks in their seemingly perfect lives. The real Southern Justice, however, wasn't there for the investigation. After all, they'd never cared for the Chrisleys' troubles. Their goal had always been to make sure the Chrisleys would fall from grace, no matter who had to step into the ring to help make it happen. Then came the unexpected twist. In an exclusive interview with a major news outlet, Todd Chrisley, ever the showman, decided to address the controversy head-on. I've got a lot of respect for President Trump, but this whole situation, it's just a distraction from what's really going on in this country. Sure, there are people who want to tear us down, but guess what? We're still here, and we're still fighting. They want me to fall. I'm not going anywhere. It wasn't the apology many had hoped for. In fact, it was the exact opposite. A defiant declaration of their strength, their resolve, and their refusal to back down. The Chrisleys' response sent waves through the media. Despite the haters' best efforts, despite Trump's controversial intervention, the Chrisleys remained on top of the wave. The attention brought them new followers, new fans, and new contracts. But for the real Southern Justice, the victory wasn't in seeing the Chrisleys crumble. It was in getting them and Trump to finally acknowledge them. In a way, the hater had accomplished what they set out to do. They had used the controversy to create a moment that would never be forgotten, a moment where a minor player in the world of online outrage managed to play a hand in shaping a political conversation that would reverberate across the media landscape. And for them, that was the sweet taste of victory. As the dust settled, the real Southern Justice tapped out their final tweet on the matter. I said what I said. Chrisleys and Trump, they're all part of the same circus. But mark my words, everyone's getting what's coming to them. This isn't over.